Because to run a mine, you don't just need the engineer, you need the accountant guys. You need the guys in accounts that understand how to handle taxation, how to handle costing, to make sure that the expenses are just kept somewhere there. Christopher Kang'ombe, you're tuned in to Africa for Dummies, Member of Parliament for Kamfinsa constituency in Zambia. There are sectors that need to be sorted out. There are problems that we need to sort out. And one of the problems is the energy sector. We get the energy sector right. The mines need electricity to produce your copper. We produce copper in Zambia. They've been crying for electricity. Their production will be affected if we don't give them the power. So I'm seated here asking myself, what are the indicators showing? So there are two indicators, macroeconomic indicators, which are the economic growth, the inflation. These are the examples people use. But then the reality is that we need to fix the energy sector so that the other sectors can feed off and be able to allow our people to participate in the economy. Secondly, mining. So we're producing copper, guys. We are told we are racing towards 1 million tons of copper, which is a good thing. Our target should be 3 million. I don't see us producing 3 million tons of copper in the next 6-7 years because we don't have the mines that can do that. But then the mines need electricity, okay? Secondly, undermining. How many Zambians actually own mines in Zambia? We don't have Zambians running mines. We have Zambians working in mining companies, okay? So technically, you have your section engineer, you have your geologist. These are Zambians. But the problem is that the ownership of the mines, while Zambians are running the mines, the ownership is actually foreign. So you have the big First Quantums, Barrick Gold in Lumwana. These are the big guys who own the mines. Us as engineers, we can only be employed. So I'm seated here asking myself, a performing economy should also have a place for Zambians, okay? And that is why maybe some investors don't like me. They don't like Christopher because Christopher is not saying we'll grab the mines. Christopher is saying the new mines we're identifying, the new sites, there we should have Zambians owning the bulk of the ownership. If it's 100% shares, half should be for Zambians. That is my thinking. So they don't like me because I'm saying enough of you guys. You have what you have. The future mines, we should partner better. Yeah.
But so on the other side, they would say that ZCCM has got shares in many of these mines, including I think it's Konkola, the one with Vedanta when they came back.
That's KCM, yes.
Yeah, ZCCM has minority shares in a number of copper mines, but I think that has always been the case. Although the minority shares have changed depending on the disputes. During that time. And during the Lungu presidency, there was also that incident of nationalization, and then now it's back to sort of shared type of ownership. And then there's also a lot of big announcements of mines like cobalt, and then you saw a few days ago, there was a consortium of business people from First Quantum Minerals CEO, including Goldman Sachs representatives, all of the big banks and venture capital firms,
JP Morgan and whatnot,
all the big names, and we are sort of inundated by the nice graphics of big numbers and big investments. It's almost every single month there's some big announcement. And sometimes I wonder, is it only the mining sector that is growing, that's pushing up this economy? Because is this going to be another period of jobless growth? And I don't know if your option of nationalization is the solution as well, because our history of nationalization, we've had it before when Kaunda was president, and then it resulted in certain inefficiencies in terms of production and reducing bureaucracy. And when I say nationalization in this sense, I mean almost everything, from buses to airlines.
To be fair, I don't think he was in support of nationalization completely. To be fair, but you can go on.
Okay, yeah. Well, I'm saying this as an alternative, or like I'm looking at the different options that are available. What's the direction? Because here it looks like the sacred, production of our country, copper, is going up, and there's new announcements every single day. So at the same time, when you look at the actual state of people's businesses, they're not radically different to how they were 5 years ago. People are not
totally the same. Almost the same.
Yeah. So then, what's the solution? If we have tried nationalization, we have gone to court cases with these mines during the Lungo era. We have brought back huge amounts of foreign direct investment, including all the big AI guys from Mark Zuckerberg, the Cobalt, AI and copper and cobalt funding the whole AI thing. There's the Lobito corridor. There's a gigantic race for Zambia's mineral assets globally.
There's a race actually.
So what's the solution here? Because we seem to have tried everything, and everything doesn't seem to have.
There's a difference here. There's a difference, Zeng. First of all, the time when KK was president, the number of Zambians that had the level of education, the level of training at management level to run and operate mines, the section engineers, the electrical engineers, the geologists. Yes, we had a couple of them. We had expatriates, but you see, we had very few people that had the required experience. Because to run a mine, you don't just need the engineer, you need the accountant guys. You need the guys in accounts that understand how to handle taxation, how to handle costing, to make sure that the expenses are just kept somewhere there. So 1960, 1970, 1980 to where we are today, it's over 40 years ago. The excuse for 40 years ago can't apply anymore. Okay, the reason why we failed 40 years ago can't be used to deny us the opportunity to at least try to run a mine. Okay, and I'll share this with you very quickly. There are 3 stages in mining. Okay, so there's what is called mapping. So mapping is you fly a plane on top. That is what government is doing currently. They are doing what is called geophysical mapping. You want to scan your country to know where would their minerals exist. So that is stage 1 mapping. Okay. Stage 2 is exploration. Exploration is where you want to dig to know at what depth are the minerals existing. Okay. You want to value the resource. How much copper do we have? Is it worth the money? Should we even waste time investing money to do what is called mining development if the resource is just inadequate? So exploration is where we've missed the opportunity. We've not invested enough in exploration. That is why the big boys, when they come, Rio Tinto, Anglo-American, First Quantum, they do everything. They do the exploration. Once they get the data, once they know the resource is enough for 30 years, okay, we can mine for 30 years. Then they go back to the JP Morgan, these big financial guys, to say, give us 10 million, give us $1 billion. We'll pay you back in every year at this rate. It's a business plan. So where we lose it as a country is we don't invest in exploration. So I'm asking myself as a parliamentarian, and this is a conversation I've taken to Parliament, and we're doing the budget now. I'm asking, why are we allocating little money for exploration? Okay, because we lose the opportunity at exploration. The last stage of mining is called mining development. Very expensive, because if it's an open pit mine, you want to cut out the mine. You want to prepare the mine for the actual mining activity. So I'm asking myself, what could we do differently as a country? Would we get the benefits you guys would want to see? The benefits can't just be in form of taxes, okay? We can get the tax from whether it's a Zambian or foreign mine. So long as the mine is operating, you can get your taxes. So they're not doing us a favor. Secondly, how much would be needed for us to set up even just one mine? Let's start with gold, the easy stuff. And I call it the easy stuff because gold mining is easy to mine. You just dig a bit, you get your gold, and then you get your stones out. The Mufumba in Northwestern Province showed us that it is possible. It is possible to do the actual mining without the level of education that we have today. So I want to answer your question by simply stating that the price for copper is good. 9,800, 10,000 dollars per ton of copper is a good price. When you hear First Quantum wants to do $1 billion of investment, it's a pledge they are making because they are looking at the price. Who wants to invest in a commodity that is not selling good? Okay, so let no one tell you there's a miracle, there's something special that has happened. What has really happened is that the price for copper is good. You can't have foreign entities putting in $1 billion. You can't have the Lumwanas, the Kansanshis putting in money when they know that the price of copper is not good. First Quantum runs a mine in Solwezi called Trident in Kalumbila. Zenge, are you aware that we don't own not even 1% of shares in Kalumbila mine? It's 100% First Quantum. Okay, so there ZCCM doesn't get anything. The only thing we get from there are job opportunities for young people and the taxes which they have to pay ZRA, which is Zambia Revenue Authority. But me, I want us to do it differently, and I'll summarize under 1 minute. If Mopani Copper Mines in Kitwe is spending $500 million on buying new equipment, buying protective attire, food, and whatever they are spending money on, we need to agree how much of that money will go towards Zambian businessmen and women. We have Zambian businessmen and women that want to do business, but they are not given the right volumes of opportunities in these mining companies. So I've been a strong advocate for, can we define if 1 billion is your capital expenditure, out of that $1 billion, 30% should be for Zambians or 60% should be for Zambians. We need the law to be defined. Number two, can we also agree that the Kansanshis, the Lumwana, the Mopani, the China-run mines on the copper belt, those will live to the current owners. We won't disturb you. I'm not asking that we come and disturb how you are running those mines. We'll let you run because you've invested. But for the new resource, what we are mapping, this one, I'm a strong advocate and I make no apology that Zambians should have a bigger role. Do we do crowdfunding? Do we offload shares? Do we do, there must be a model that allows Zambians to play a bigger role. And that for me will be a bigger benefit. Yeah.